What a battle. That is the best way I can describe today's video. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're having a battle versus Cody in the OU tier from the Discord server. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There's a link in the description down below. I've also noticed that only 36% of people watching this video right now are actually subscribed to the channel, so just double check you subscribe because sometimes YouTube likes to unsubscribe people. It's a bit bizarre. And with that being said, let's jump into the team preview. Okay, Cody has brought some absolute power. They've got a Hisuian Samurott, Great Tusk, Dragonite, a Moongus, Goldengo, and a Clodsire. So, looking at this matchup, I would say they probably lead off with the Hisuian Samurott. So I'm inclined to lead off with the Scizor and get a nice powerful U-turn off on it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Cresselia could put in some nice work here if we can get rid of that Goldengo. Getting that Carmine Store power stuff up. And we're Terra Steel, so we can be immune to the Toxic from Clodsire if need be. I think Cresselia might be the show stealer today, so let's go with that. And the battle begins. So Cody's got a very nice hat. They're going to lead off with the Samurott as expected. We lead off with the Scizor, which is a great matchup for us. So nice and shiny on both ends. Gotta love it. Look at this Scizor. It's beautiful. We go straight for a U-turn here just because why not? It's probably going to go for a Ceaseless Edge or a switch into the Great Tusk. So let's just do that. So they go for a Ceaseless Edge as expected. Does some solid damage to Scizor. Gets the spikes up on our side of the field, which is unfortunate as we're able to go for a solid U-turn right now and maybe even get the KO. No, not quite get the KO, which is unfortunate. So they're clearly a bulkier variant of the Hisuian Samurott, which is fair. Means we can definitely outspeed with whatever we want right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Zapdos. The reason I'm going Zapdos here, I'm going to go into Fundaga, is purely so I can get off a nice and powerful Volt Switch, get the KO, potentially. And if they go into the Great Tusk, we just Hurricane it. Simples. That's all we need to do. Or if they go Clodsire. They probably go Clodsire, right? In which case, we might be better off going to Corviknight afterwards. So we'll go for Volt Switch, see what they're going to do. If they do go the Clodsire, then that's fair enough. If they go the Great Tusk, we'll just Hurricane it in the face. I think Clodsire is the switch, though. Yeah, Clodsire comes on in. There we go, Clodsire comes through. Nice and shiny, gotta love it. Volt Switch doesn't do anything to Clodsire, obviously. I might have been able to predict that, but I decided against it in the end. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go straight into Corviknight. Corviknight can't get Toxic, can't get Earthquaked. Basically walls Clodsire to the T. So we'll go into Noctis real quick, the Corviknight. There we go. And they go for a Toxic, which is obviously not going to be very effective against us, so that's fine. What we can do now is we can go for a Defog, or we can expect the Goldengo to come in and go for a U-turn. So I think I'm going to expect the Goldengo to come in and go for a U-turn. So they do withdraw Clodsire. They don't want them spikes being disappeared or anything like that. And they're going to go into the Goldengo. So there we go. Goldengo comes in a level ball. Looks cool. Nice and shiny. Gotta love it. I want to make a custom shiny for Goldengo. Goldengo needs a custom shiny. Really needs a custom shiny. So we'll switch out Corviknight real quick. And what we can do now is we can go straight into Typhlosion if we really want to. I think I will, because everything on that team gets hurt pretty bad by Eruption. So I might do that. I'm also tempted to go into the Dragapult, because we can Shadow Ball this thing in the face, but we don't know if it's Choice Scarf or not. That's the problem we've got. We don't know what set it is. So I think we're better off going into Typhlosion, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Vesuvius is going to come through for us right now. There we go. Hurt by the spikes, which is unfortunate, but what can you do about that? We go straight for the Eruption here. I don't see any reason not to. If they bring the Clodsire in, it's a free recovered switch, so we can get switched into whatever we want, really. So in comes the Samurott. So they're going to sack off the Samurott instead. Fair enough. Sack off the Samurott. Makes a lot of sense to me. That means if we do get rid of the spikes, they're gone for good, which is great. So Samurott goes down, which is great. Typhlosion is a very tough Pokemon to switch into because it can have a lot of versatile moves now. A Shadow Ball, Tera Blast, Grass, Ground, Focus Blast, all that stuff. In comes the Great Tusk. So this immediately tells me that they're going to Terra Water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into Corviknight. Corviknight is a very safe switch into the Great Tusk, just to scout for the Terra Water, or Terra Rock, or whatever a Terra wants to go for. So we go Corviknight, there we go. Corviknight's good. They go for a knockoff, so they actually might be some sort of interesting. So what kind of set are they that they thought they could take a Brave Bird, an Eruption from a Typhlosion? I don't know. So we'll go for a U-turn anyway. They should switch out here because they can't really do anything to us. And if they do close combat us, that means we can bring anything in really to deal with it. So they're going to switch out the Great Tusk. Are they going to go Goldengo again? Probably, right? Goldengo comes in. There we go. Looking good. Looking real nice and shiny. Go for a U-turn. Bit of chip damage on the Goldengo. And then we're going to go straight back into Typhlosion and go from there. Typhlosion is going to rack up the Spikes damage, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Typhlosion's main goal of this game is to KO the Goldengo and maybe the Amoonguss. So every time we bring Typhlosion in, we are going to get some damage on the Stealth from the Spikes, which is going to mitigate our damage from Eruption. But it should be fine. Let's go for the Eruption anyway. If they go into Clodsire, it gives us a free switch in. If they do withdraw the Goldengo, are they going to go Clod or are they going to go Great Tusk again? Or Dragonite? Dragonite could work. No, Clodsire comes in. So they could go Dragonite, because Dragonite could actually set up all over Typhlosion's base. So we go for an Eruption. Should do some nice bit of chip damage. There we go. Clodsire gets a bit of chip damage to it. Now we just go straight into Corviknight again. No real reason not to. They probably set up Stealth Rocks now, if I had to guess, expecting the Corviknight to come in. So we'll go for a Corviknight switch real quick. There we go. They do go for a Recover, which is fair enough. Recover was the other option. Recover was definitely the other option. And this turn, I'm going to actually expect... I'm going to go for the U-turn, safe U-turn. Because I think they are going to go Goldengo again. It's just going to be Goldengo back, Goldengo back, Goldengo back. So Goldengo comes in, which is fine. Nice and shiny. Get a bit more chip damage on with the U-turn. There's a lot of rinse and repeat going off in this battle. You know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to go into something else. I'm going to go Dragapult, I think. Because I don't really have much for Clodsire on this team, other than Scizor potentially with Swords Dance. So, I'm leaning towards Dragapult right now, but I'm also leaning towards Typhlosion. I think I'm going to go Typhlosion, you know. I think I'm going to go Typhlosion again. And this time we're going to do something a little bit different. I think I'm going to Tera Blast with Terra Ground. I think that's the way to go, because that's going to hurt the Clodsire a lot. Should 2-hit KO the Clodsire. Should. But then we don't... Yeah, I think that's the way I'm going to go. So they do withdraw the Goldengo. Are they going to go into the Clodsire again? Clodsire comes in. That's pretty predictable. There we go. Clodsire comes in, nice and shiny. We're going to Tera Blast Ground. And what this is going to do now, this is going to pave the way for their Dragonite to come in. So if they know we're locked into Ground type Terra, then they're going to definitely switch out into the Dragonite. So we go for the Ground type Terra. Tera Blast comes through. Nice and powerful Earth Power wannabe. There we go. Should 2-hit KO the Clodsire. It barely misses the KO. The problem we've got now is the Dragonite. The Dragonite can come in now. So I'm thinking we go for a Tera Blast again. I feel like they go for a Recover here. They go for a Recover probably. So Tera Blast comes through. It's going to do a lot of damage to the Clodsire. I think we're doing just about the same as what they're recovering. There we go. And we've got more PP in Tera Blast than they have in Recover. So we're actually all right here. So I'm going to go for another Tera Blast again. I'm just going to be relentless with it. I'm just going to Tera Blast to like crap. They go for a switch. They're going to go into the Dragonite probably. Yoshi, that's going to be the Dragonite. I bet it's green as well. Psych, it's blue. This is the shiny Dragonite I was talking about. It's really cool. It looks awesome. Alright, so Dragonite goes... Right, what can we do here? So if it's going to Dragon Dance, then we want to go into like Zapdos or something so we can potentially paralyze it, right? I think that's probably the play. So I think I am going to do that. I'm going to go Zapdos. Withdrawing Typhlosion real quick. There we go. And we're going to go into our Zapdos. If you're wondering why I have Terra Ground on Typhlosion, it's actually mainly for Heatran. So they go for a Dragon Dance as expected. But now what? Now what do they do? So what set are they? Are they going to be Earthquake, Extreme Speed, Roost? Who knows? Who knows? So what I'm going to do is... I'm going to Hurricane, just to see if we can get the Confusion. There we go. We still outspeed somehow. Can we get the Confusion? They go for another Dragon Dance. So that means Dragapult actually outsped then. So that's pretty interesting. So Zapdos being the outspeedy one here is pretty awesome. So let's go for a Hurricane again. This time they go for a Roost. Trying to bank on the Hurricane missing, I'm guessing. So they're going to be Roost, Dragon Dance. Ah, we missed the Hurricane. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Let's go for another one anyway. Screw it. So they go for another Dragonance. And I'm really hoping for a confusion here. But the main thing I'm doing here, and this is the only thing I can think to do in the face of a Dragonite, is going for the static. So what I'm going to do now is, knowing they're probably going to Roost, we've got Corviknight in the back. Cresselia can take at least one hit and we can Moonblast it. Dragapult gets outsped, Typhlosion gets outsped. Hurricane again, let's just Hurricane again. So they go for another Roost. They're just trying to basically keep their multiscale intact while they Dragonance up. So we hit another Hurricane. Can we get a Confusion? That'd be nice. No Confusion. This turn I'm going to do something a bit different. This isn't working. So let's go for a Volt Switch real quick. So they go for a Roost, which is fair enough. We are still going to break that multiscale of yours though. And the thing is, we don't know what type this guy, what moves this Dragonite's got. So it could have Extreme Speed, probably has Extreme Speed. They haven't Terra'd yet, so that's definitely a possibility. I think I'm going to go Corviknight. Corviknight sounds like a solid option, so we'll go Corviknight. And then we'll just start Brave Birding this thing in the face. I don't think it Roosts here, I think it just, yeah, they withdraw. They don't have anything for Corviknight. They've got Extreme Speed and Earthquake. Definitely got Extreme Speed and Earthquake. So Goldengo comes in to completely wall us once again. We go for a Brave Bird. So yeah, typical Dragonite sets are usually around Earthquake and Extreme Speed. So in this instance, they really can't touch us. So now I've got a tough question of what do I do now? So I'm thinking U-turn. I'm thinking U-turn. They go for a Shadow Ball. We should be able to tank it like a champ. We do tank it. There was a crit, unfortunately, but we still tank it. Go for a U-turn. There we go. Get on out of there. We'll save Corviknight for later. And now we just go. We can go Typhlosion, or we can go Dragapult. And I'm still not sure whether they're Choice Scarf or not. They might be Choice Scarf and they outspeed the Dragapult and KO it. Kind of don't want that to happen, so I'm going to go Zapdos. I'm going to go Zapdos. Zapdos seems like a solid option. And what we know from earlier is that the Dragonite still got outsped by the Zapdos at +1, which means they're definitely adamant and they might not have max speed. So I'm going to go for a Volt Switch here. Volt Switch comes through. They actually stayed in. Even though I could have gone for a Heat Wave there, they stayed in. Okay, this has just threw me off. So what we can do now is, we expect a Shadow Ball. We haven't got a lot of switch-ins really. They want us to get rid of the Corviknight, don't they? I think Scizor's doing least for us this game. So let's go Scizor. We're just going to Lemon over here. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Get some spikes damage, which is unfortunate. Recover comes through. Now with the Goldengo in, we're going to go for a U-turn or a Swords Dance. One of the two. Let's go for a U-turn just in case they switch out here. But they do go straight for the Shadow Ball. No real reason not to, as that takes out Scizor. So Scizor goes down, which is unfortunate, but what can you do about that? Not a lot. And now we've got a couple of options. So the fact that they went for a Recover tells me they're not Choice Scarfed for a start. So we can now safely go into Dragapult. And Dragapult does a lot of damage to their team, especially with their Clodsire weakened. We can now just go for a Shadow Ball galore here. So we get a KO, which is nice. So let's go for a Shadow Ball real quick. Shadow Ball comes through. It's Choice Specs. It should definitely KO the Goldengo from here. As there we go, Goldengo goes down. Now, if we want to, we can bring in the good old Corviknight again. But I don't think we need to do that. I think Dragapult's got it from here. Amoonguss comes in. So Amoonguss is going to throw out its Spore shenanigans again. What Pokemon do we want to be put to sleep? That's the real question. So if we go Corviknight, I think Corviknight's the best one because we can potentially Roost. So we'll go Corviknight. We'll go Corviknight. There we go. Noctis comes through. It's got no HP. They go for a Spore, which is fair enough. Spore's going to come through for them right now and put us to sleep. Now, we fully expect them to either A, attack, or B, go into the Dragonite to set up. Or they go Clodsire. One of the two. So I'm wondering what to do here. I kind of want to get something into Calm Mind. I think I want Cresselia to Calm Mind here. Do I want that? Or do I want Zapdos? I think Zapdos is a good shout. So let's go Zapdos. So we'll withdraw Corviknight. Something's been put to sleep. We are playing OU, so they shouldn't break Sleep Claws, I don't think. If they do, then that's just really unfortunate that we agreed to the OU play that. But they go for a Hex. I didn't know Amoonguss got Hex. That's pretty cool, actually. So what we can do now is we can fire off a Hurricane and it'll hurt everything on their team except for the Clodsire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expect them to go Clodsire right now. And I'm going to go into my Typhlosion once again. No. Typhlosion? No. Choice Specs Draco Meteor does a lot more damage than Typhlosion's Tera Blast ground. It must do. So I think we can go Dragapult here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we're going to withdraw Zapdos. We're going to go into our Dragapult, expecting them to switch into Clodsire right now so they can get a free recover. So we'll go into Dragapult real quick. There we go. We get hit by some spikes, which is unfortunate. They go for a Sludge Bomb. They're actually just going to stay in against the Zapdos that they know had Hurricane. I mean, fair enough, like, but wow. Okay. That's threw me right off. So what we'll do now is we'll go for a U-turn. We'll go back into Zapdos because clearly this isn't working out. So we'll go to the U-turn, get the Zapdos back in. Looking at the U-turn damage, I would say they were probably more specially defensive, which is probably why they stayed in. So I'm going to go back into Zapdos real quick. There we go. Zapdos comes through. And I could go into Cresselia and I could Calm Mind up here, but I don't think that's the ideal opportunity. So I don't think that's the ideal situation because they just go into Clodsire and Toxicals, right? But then we can go into Corviknight and burn off a Turn Sleep. So I'm going to go for a Hurricane because I feel like they're going to stay in. I just feel like they're staying in at this point. So they do withdraw the Amoonguss now. Are they going to go Clodsire for that free recover? Clodsire comes in. There we go. So Clodsire comes in, which is unfortunate. We go for a Hurricane. Should do a lot of damage still. It might even 2-hit KO from here. It does after... Oh, critical hit. Nice. Let's go for a Heat Wave and KO this Clodsire now. Heat Wave is a bit better because it's more accurate. That's why I went for Heat Wave over Hurricane there. Clodsire goes down. The crit was unfortunate, but I think Hurricane was a 2-hit KO from there anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I could have missed the second Hurricane and they could have gone for a recover, but you never know. So anyway, Yoshi's going to come in. Yoshi's coming in. Now this thing is annoying. So I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. Now we know that the Dragonite doesn't outspeed Zapdos. So if we expect them to go for a Dragon Dance right now, we can safely go into our Dragapult and we can Draco Meteor. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's a bit risky doing this because they could easily go for an Ice Spinner right now. I don't think they will though. I think they go for a Dragon Dance. They go for the Dragon Dance. So there we go. The Dragon Dance comes through. Now they still haven't Terra'd. So I'm a bit worried about this situation. But I feel like they're going to Terra normal. I feel like we're okay. Let's go for a Draco Meteor. We should still outspeed here. So they do Terra. What type are they going to Terra into though? Are they going to go normal? They probably go normal. They probably go normal. Fire. Interesting. I haven't seen fire before. So I'm guessing they have Tera Blast as their fire move. So we go for the Draco anyway. We still outspeed. KO the Dragonite. No big deal. Down goes the Dragonite. Dragapult once again proving why it's one of the best Pokemon in OU right now. Outspeeds a +1 Dragonite. No problem. So now we have Amoonguss and we have Great Tusk. And I feel like this is just fine. Because whatever they go into right now, we're just going to go for Dragapult's Draco Meteor once again. Get some chip damage off on it, and then we go into Cresselia. So we have 2 minutes left of the battle, which is unfortunate. Let's go for the Draco Meteor. Do some damage to the Amoonguss, and then we just die to the poison the next turn anyway, so it's no big deal. As they go for a Hex to finish us off. I can't believe Amoonguss get Hex. That's pretty cool. That's very cool. I like Amoonguss with Hex. That's a good moveset. So let's see what happens here. I think we can just go Typhlosion and Flamethrower this thing. Looking at the -2 Draco Meteor damage, it's probably got some special bulk invested into it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Typhlosion and let Typhlosion finish the show. So we'll go Typhlosion real quick. There we go. Typhlosion comes in. And we just go straight for a Flamethrower here. There's no real reason not to. They do withdraw the Amoonguss to get that Regenerator, which is fair enough. And they're going to go into the Great Tusk. So Great Tusk comes in. Let's see what kind of set this Great Tusk is. So let's go for a Flamethrower, see how much damage we're talking here. Barely anything. It didn't even touch it, basically. Let's go for another Flamethrower and just get the KO real quick. Well, not the KO, but we'll get some damage done. There we go. Great Tusk gets some damage on it. They go for a body press. KO the type. We lived. Let's get another Flamethrower off. Why not? There we go. A bit more damage. Why not? There we go. Nice and powerful. They go for a Rapid Spin now. Okay, Rapid Spin's fair enough. Rapid Spin's fair enough. So I think we win this because we've got Zapdos. Corviknight's asleep, so they can't Spore the Zapdos, which means Zapdos just gets to go for Hurricanes until it wins the game. So I'm pretty sure Zapdos wins this for us. So let's go for Zapdos real quick now. We'll try and get this last KO on the Great Tusk before the timer ends up. There we go. And then we go for a Heat Wave real quick to take care of this thing. So Heat Wave comes through. Great Tusk goes down. And that, unfortunately, is the game. So Zapdos definitely KOs the Amoonguss with Hurricane. And if it doesn't KO it, the Amoonguss can't KO us. So we just have to hit 2 Hurricanes in a row. So let's go for the Hurricane, see if it lets us pick a move. But no, timer's run out, the battle's over. GG Cody, that was a pretty fun one. It's a shame about the timer once again. All we needed was a couple more minutes there. But you know, it is what it is. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.